The Zalkarian fleet had crossed 14 parsecs, bypassed 3 planetary defense systems, and silenced the early warning satellites orbiting Earth's moon. Commander Vexthor stood at the helm of the invasion force, his triple-jointed fingers drumming against the command console. This backward planet would fall within hours. Intelligence suggested the humans possessed no significant military capability in rural sectors. They would strike there first, establish a foothold, then sweep across the continents. The coordinates locked, a small settlement in what humans called Kansas. Population, minimal. Resistance, none expected. Vexthor had not anticipated Ray Martinez. The landing was textbook perfect. 50 assault craft descended through the morning clouds, their anti-gravity engines humming with barely contained power. They touched down in a sprawling property surrounded by golden fields. At the center stood a modest house with peeling paint and a wraparound porch, and behind that house lay the garden. Vexthor emerged from his command vessel, his armor gleaming in the Earth's yellow sun. Around him, 200 Zalkarian shock troops fanned out, their plasma rifles charged and ready. They had landed directly among rows of strange red fruits hanging from green vines, and leafy plants that released an acrid smell when crushed beneath their boots. "Secure the perimeter," Vexthor commanded. "Establish the neural suppression field. Any human resistance will be—" The back door of the house slammed open. Ray Martinez stepped onto her porch, and she was furious. She was 73 years old, barely 5 feet tall, with silver hair pulled back in a practical bun. She wore a faded floral apron over jeans and a t-shirt that read, "World's Best Grandma." In her hands she carried a broom. "Get out of my tomatoes," she bellowed. Vexthor's translator implant processed the words. He blinked all 3 eyes in confusion. "Human female, you will— I don't care if you're from Mars or Milwaukee, you're crushing my better boys." Ray marched down the porch steps, waving her broom like a weapon. "Do you have any idea how long I've been babying those plants?" 3 months. "And you just stomp right through them like— She stopped, hands on hips, surveying the damage. Her prized tomatoes, the ones she was going to enter in the county fair, were smashed beneath alien boots. Her carefully tended rows of peppers and squash were ruined. And these, whatever they were, had the audacity to point weapons at her. "Ma'am," came a voice from behind her. Indiana, her grandson, had emerged from the house still in his pajama pants. "Those are aliens. With guns." "I can see that, Indy," Ray said without looking back. "And they're in my garden." Vexthor recovered his composure. This was unexpected but ultimately irrelevant. "Human female, by the authority of the Zalkarian Empire, this planet is now—" Ray wasn't listening. She had spotted something that made her blood boil even hotter. "Is that one of them eating my cucumbers?" A young Zalkarian trooper, indeed, had plucked a cucumber from its vine and was scanning it with a handheld device. "That's it." Ray charged forward, broom raised high. What happened next would be analyzed by xenoanthropologists for decades. Ray Martinez, grandmother of 4, retired schoolteacher, and defender of her garden, descended upon the Zalkarian invasion force like a natural disaster. She swung her broom with the fury of someone who had spent 3 months fighting deer, rabbits, and the neighbor's cat to protect her vegetables, and she was not about to let alien invaders succeed where terrestrial pests had failed. The first trooper took a broom handle to his scanning device, which shattered impressively. The second received a sharp rap across his armored knuckles that made him drop his plasma rifle. Ray kicked it away, right into her compost pile. "Grandma," Indiana called out, torn between terror and amazement. "Indiana Joseph Martinez, you get my hose?" Ray commanded, ducking under a wild grab from a confused alien soldier. "The one with the spray nozzle." Vexthor watched in disbelief as his elite shock troops scrambled away from a septuagenarian human with a cleaning implement. "Subdue her?" "She's one unarmed." Ray wheeled on him. "Unarmed?" "Unarmed?" She pointed the broom at him like a sword. "I raised 3 kids, taught middle school for 40 years, and kept this garden alive through droughts, floods, and a plague of Japanese beetles." "You think I'm unarmed?" Indiana emerged with the hose. "Got it. Soak 'em." The spray caught 3 troopers directly in their facial sensors. They stumbled backward, temporarily blinded, crashing into their comrades. Chaos rippled through the ranks. "This is absurd," Vexthor roared. "We are the Zalkarian Empire. We have conquered 47 worlds. We have—" And I've got 60 pounds of tomatoes riding on the county fair, Ray shot back. She pointed at the command ship. That thing better not be leaking oil on my lawn. It was. Ray's expression could have melted steel. She turned to Indiana. Get my phone. I'm calling Sheriff Morrison. Grandma, I don't think the sheriff, he'll want to know about this. And call the HOA. I bet these ships violate at least 6 regulations. Something in Vex Thor's sophisticated military mind broke. He had planned for nuclear weapons, for fighter jets, for coordinated military response. He had not planned for this. His troops were in disarray, retreating from a woman with a broom and a garden hose. One of his assault craft had indeed leaked hydraulic fluid on her lawn, and she looked ready to sue. Retreat, he heard himself say. Sir? His second-in-command asked. Retreat. Back to the ships. This sector is, he searched for the right tactical term, too heavily defended. As the Zalcarian forces scrambled back to their vessels, Ray followed them, still shouting. And don't even think about coming back during harvest season. I've got scarecrows and I'm not afraid to use them. The ships lifted off with undignified haste, leaving scorch marks Ray would definitely be billing someone for. Indiana stood beside his grandmother, watching the alien fleet disappear into the atmosphere. Grandma, you just repelled an alien invasion. Ray surveyed her damaged garden, already mentally cataloging what could be saved. Humph. Raccoons put up a better fight. She looked at her grandson. Now help me stake these tomatoes back up. And Indy? Yeah? Not a word to your mother about this. She worries. In orbit, Vex Thor filed his report. Human resistance unexpectedly fierce. Recommend avoiding further contact with this species. They are unreasonable. The Zalcarian Empire, which had conquered 47 worlds, quietly removed Earth from its invasion schedules. Some battles, they decided, simply weren't worth fighting.